It's Ron Reader Digs the Universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe, and tonight, accidental racism. Back during the 2018 midterm, psycho COVID murderer Ron DeSantis, Florida's governor, asserted that his black Democratic opponent would monkey up the state's economy if elected. DeSantis immediately came under intense fire for using a racist dog whistle so over the top, far more racist than whistle, really, no whistle at all, just racist. I was discussing this online around the time it happened with my Australian buddy Ian, who sincerely suggested that maybe DeSantis had said monkey up inadvertently, an accident, not at all intended to be racist. Now, it must be understood that my Australian pal is just about as far to the left and anti-racist as I am, but he is anti-racist within an Australian cultural dynamic, as I am anti-racist within an American cultural dynamic, and he therefore does not necessarily see, and actually I think he does now, so it's on his radar, but he wasn't seeing at that point how in America such racist accidents happen so often, so continually, that it's generally a bad idea to think of them as accidents. In the United States, there is no accidental racism. Like this story about a year ago that just popped back into the news a couple of weeks ago in North Carolina, where an angry, armed, white vigilante mob led by a uniformed cop from an adjacent county invaded a black family's front yard in the middle of the night. The family was terrified, of course. The mob claimed to be looking for a troubled missing teen and didn't even know the family's race when they approached the house on a tip from an online gaming platform, no less. Anyway, a judge just acquitted this mob for trespassing and terrorizing, and the judge did it without any explanation. And now this mob wants, get this, an apology from the people they terrorized because they say the whole thing was an accident and not racist at all. Don't you call us racist? We were a non-racist, armed, angry white vigilante mob. How dare you defame us in this way? Man, those fuckers do the conceptual equivalent to burning a cross, and then they demand an apology for it being perceived as racist. Well, fuck that. It is well past time for white people in this country to take ownership of their racist shit. No more, didn't mean to, no more, well, my intention wasn't racist, so it couldn't possibly be a racist outcome. No more accidental racism. If it looks, smells, and tastes like dog shit, then it is dog shit. We've had decades to figure this out. No more excuses on this. When white people act like they don't get it, they're being lazy and they're lying. Willful ignorance of America's racist dynamic is racism. So no more worming and squirming out of this shit. It is on you, if you're white, to accept responsibility for your racist speech and action. Come on. You know better. All this doesn't end until you start acting like a fucking grown-up. And I strongly urge my fellow anti-racist white people to join me in pressuring the fuck out of all these other disingenuous white people until they get their shit together. It is all so fucked up. It is now time to have a real conversation on race. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Psycho COVID murderer Ron DeSantis, Florida's governor,